Welcome to the Soul Star Podcast with your spiritual besties, Allie and Mandy. We're here to make your spiritual journey fun, relatable, and inspiring. So let's raise your vibe and ignite your soul together.
Well, hello. Welcome back to the Soul Star Podcast. Thank you for joining us for another week. We are excited to be here, and we're so grateful that you tune in and you are enjoying our content and you're leaving comments and reviews, and we just love it. So from our heart to yours.
Thank you.
So we are here to wrap up our series on the clairs, and we've had some amazing episodes and some great feedback on some of the clairs. So the last 4 episodes have been specific to one of the clairs, and the clairs are the way that we receive our intuition, and everybody receives their intuition. It's just a matter of listening and paying attention to it and recognizing it when it comes in. So Allie, do you want to share first before we move on, like what the 4 main clairs are, and they can go back to listen to them?
Yeah, so it is claircognizance, which is clear seeing. I have to remember.
Knowing.
Knowing. Damn it. Damn it. How do I teach this stuff?
I put you on the spot. I did.
So glad that you're here. Claircognizance is knowing. Okay. Clairaudience is hearing, clear hearing. Clairsentience is clear feeling. And clairvoyance is clear seeing.
Yes.
So those are the ones that we talked about the last 4 weeks. Those are the popular ones, the main ones. And then today we're going to talk about the not so popular ones, the forgotten ones. I'm so sorry, so sad. Which, well, I guess I think there's like a few more, but these are kind of like the forgotten main ones.
There's second tier.
There's a second tier forgotten, and we don't care about those. I'm like, I don't even know if I'm saying it right. Clairalience, Clairalience,
and Clairgustance. But before we do that, we have an announcement.
Well, but just wait.
Okay.
We're all over the place. Well, I just wanted to mention, because you kind of talked about how all of us use our clairs in some form or another. Everybody is tapping into their intuition daily, every day, whether we recognize it or not. And so I just wanted to say that is why we teach and have courses that we do. It's to help people recognize and remember how they receive it. So it's just one of those things. It's one of those things that, you're going through your day and you're like, wait a minute, what? That's that? I've been doing that my whole life. And you're like, duh, because we're all using our intuition our whole dang life. So that's where we kind of had, the self-paced courses and the mentorship to help kind of bridge that gap. Yeah. So that people can connect back into it. But yes, before we get into the forgotten clairs, we're going on a break.
It's our break time.
We always take a break every year before the next season. What season are we going into?
5.
Are you freaking serious?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I know.
That kind of blows my mind.
I know. It's crazy.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, I put season 4 every week when I do.
Oh, okay. I'll trust you on that one. Okay, so yeah, we're taking a little break like we do in the summer, and then we'll be back in September.
Yes, summertimes usually get so busy with vacation and all that sort of stuff, work, like everything. So we like to just enjoy and be present with our families while the kids are off, and then we'll come back in September with season 5, and we will be recording over the summer with some guests and some people that we are excited to share with our audience, like with you guys. And then of course we always have lots to say and lots to laugh about. So
to catch up on everything. And you can always come check us out at on Instagram. So we do weekly card readings. And
you do.
I do. Okay.
I'm not there. I'm not on Instagram anymore.
I know. It just feels weird to say it.
I know.
I do those things, Allison. And just share different things, spirituality. So
yeah, it's a fun time.
It is. It is. Okay, so let's get this episode started.
All
So
right.
you start with
Forgotten Clairs.
the Forgotten Clairs. This I don't like the name of this one just because I'm not sure if
Okay.
that I'm saying it right.
I'm pretty sure it's Clairaliens,
Okay.
like alien. Alien.
I know that's what it's like. Oh, Alien or Alliance? Alliance.
I think it would be Alliance would be IANCE.
Okay, fine. Aliens.
I'm gonna say Clairaliens. And so this
We're
is
going with that.
this is your ability to smell. So clear smelling. It's like so the psychic ability to receive scents that aren't physically present. This one
Mhm.
fucks with me all the time, by the way.
Me
All the
too.
time.
Me
Yeah.
too. It's
Yeah.
annoying actually.
Yeah. So this one often works in subtle ways. So just like a little whisper from spirit through your nose, and you're just like
Through your
sniffing, like,
nose.
do you smell something? And like my husband thinks I'm crazy, like sniffing. Do you smell that? Or whatever it is, like whether it's cigarette smoke, fire, or just like a perfume or like anything. It's like so many different things. And I'm just, do you smell that? And it's kind of like you can't quite get the whiff. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
can't quite get it, but you can still smell it, but it's not quite like a full.
And if it's crummy smells like a
Yeah.
fart.
Do you get Claire sentient farts or Claire alien farts?
No, but you could, okay? That's
Okay,
the point.
that's how you're gonna haunt people.
I'm
You're
gonna farts. They're gonna be like, "Can you stop farting?"
Allie's
and then they're like, "I
around.
didn't fart." Allie's around.
Do you smell that ass?
You smell that? And I'm just gonna like pin it on everybody. Actually, I've kind of done that in real life. Like I'll fart and leave my sister in like an aisle in like the store and then she'll be like, "Oh my god, oh disgusting, everybody thought it was me," and I'm like, oh. So you're right, I will do that when I pass over.
Yes, you will. I know.
Oh my god, I'm like, it's clear. What? I'm like, I've lost what I'm saying.
Oh, well, it's so examples. Let's give some examples of the Claire.
Oh yes.
So smelling, so common examples of what you could smell when a past loved one is around you. For example, you might smell their perfume or their scent, right?
I have smelt that. My grandma.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how many people. I bet a lot of people actually, where they'll be like, "Oh man, that smells like my
Yeah.
grandparent."
And it makes me want to wear perfume. So like when I die, that'll be an
Oh,
experience for others, but I don't like perfume because it makes my nose itchy and it gives me a headache.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, I really like perfume. It's just
Oh,
like that's so that with you and candles, I have a hard time with candles.
weird, but you like perfume. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
I know. It's the burning, I think.
Oh,
Like the burning. So the burning
the
of
burning
the
of the perfume on your skin. Just kidding.
my oh
This is so
that's
toxic. Just kidding.
the burning of the skin's burning off. No, Mandy. Well, just like sage and Palo Santo and stuff, it's the burning that just like gets into my nose and it doesn't go away.
Irritates it.
Yeah, pisses me off. Um, yeah, so yeah, that's a good. I like that people will remember you by your perfume.
I know. So if you like, women wear the same scent all the time. And
Yeah,
scent is such a popular thing for teens and tweens right now. It's such a TikTok trend to have
is
scent,
it?
the perfect scent or the scent or multiple different scents. I don't know. I remember so I had a friend that worked for Sephora
Yeah.
and she used to give me like or like little gift bags full of whatever and I got like a full bottle of Miss Dior and Aubrey was so jealous. She was like,
No,
"Oh my God, do you know how much that costs?" And she's like, "You're
really?
so lucky." And then she was bragging to her friends. And I was like, "Okay." I'm like, "Well, you can have it because I'm not
Because I don't use it. Oh my gosh. Oh,
She was
that's
so
so cool.
excited.
I bet.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Don't you find like exes? Like I find
Hmm.
more like in my young, like more in my teens, it takes me back to not so much my adult relationships, but I'm like, I find like if there's a cologne or something that you're like, whoosh, it'll just like take me back.
Take you
to,
back. I
yeah.
think that would be another way of Claire, like you're physically smelling it, but you're
Mm-hmm.
connecting it to something in your past. Like
Mm-hmm.
So whether that's doing some inner child work or whether that's them
Yeah,
thinking of
there's
you or
like an imprint.
spirits bringing you a message. Because there's this one smell, like it's like vanilla, like a vanilla
Mm.
body lotion. I had a friend in high school that used to wear that all the time, and anytime I smell that, I think of her.
Isn't that funny? Yeah, where you just kind of like connect it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like another one. So I get this. This one pisses me off. Is
Yeah, cigarette
cigarette
smoke.
smoke. Yeah.
Yeah.
So getting a whiff of cigarette smoke when no one's smoking.
Hmm.
So I've had this
That's
happen.
what drives you
Oh,
crazy.
it drives me nuts because it doesn't go away. And I have nothing like I used to be a smoker. So it's not even like I'm like, I hate cigarette smoke. No, I don't care. I'm like, I get a whiff outside when I'm walking. I'm like, smells so good. But this is like, it's this like even gets where it's burning my nose. It feels like it burning my nose. And I've had it maybe two or three times and it will last days,
Oh,
just
that's
days.
annoying.
And it's usually in one area of the house. So I remember like in my old house where we did all of our, I did all my readings, everything like that. And I remember being like, oh my God, I wonder one of my neighbors must have picked up smoking because I just kept smelling cigarette smoke and I'd never smelt it there before. And then I'd get other people to come in the room and I'm like, do you smell that? And they're like, no, I smell nothing. And I'm like, seriously. And it was like a spirit trying to get my attention. And then I had it here in my new place. And it was after visiting some neighbors. And then that same one, I came down and all I could smell was cigarette smoke. You feel like you're going crazy
Hmm.
because it's not absurd that, if you have your window open and somebody, and so you just, because it smells so real. And
Hmm.
then when they're like, I absolutely smell nothing. And then I'm like, shit, it's another spirit trying to get my attention. And I have to be like, no, I'm not going to go up and be like, hey, neighbor. I'm not going to be the crazy person that's like, somebody's attached to me and trying to get my attention. No, thank you. No, thank you.
I don't
Nope.
get the cigarette smoke a lot. I do get the perfume a lot, and it's just like random smells. Like sometimes I
Mm.
smell smoke, like there's a campfire around or
Mm.
something, and then I go crazy and I'm like, is my house on fire? Like, is there a fire in the wall? And I'm
Mm.
checking everything.
Oh
But
my
then
God. Yeah.
yeah, so I get a little bit nervous when that one comes around. And so like it makes me feel better when nobody else can smell it because
I've
then I'm
had
like,
that too in the
yeah.
house. Yeah, where
Mhm.
you're like, where is this coming from? Oh my God, something's like
Yeah.
malfunctioning. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that is a freaky one. I don't like that one. Um, and then like smelling, so like smelling something when you're in meditation that could be from a past life, recalling a past life or anything like that. I haven't experienced that.
Mhm.
Where I've been in a past life or viewing a past life and smelling something. No, I don't think I've
I
experienced
feel
that.
like kind of happy that's not an extra like because these clairs, like these forgotten clairs, obviously they'll correspond and ribbon nicely with your other clairs. So
Yeah.
for example, if you're in meditation and you're viewing a past life and you're very clairsentient, you're feeling the emotion of that life, but could
Mm.
you imagine adding on the smell of that
My
life? And
God.
usually we're like witnessing the death, like how did you pass? And if it was traumatic, all
Oh
of
my
these senses are coming back. It would be like
Oh no.
revisiting it again. So I'm glad that doesn't happen to me.
Me
But
too. I'm like, well, and it's annoying. Like I
yeah.
think like just with the two or three times that I've experienced the cigarette smoke, it's annoying
Yeah.
because you're smelling something that nobody else smells and it won't go away. And you're just like,
Hmm.
okay, man. Like,
Hmm.
even if it was flowers, like I don't know. I think I would be annoyed after a while. I'd be like, okay, like I love lilacs. I love them. But if I smelt them all the time, I would probably be like, okay, now you're making me hate it.
Yeah.
So what does it kind of mean like when spirit is kind of giving you these signs? So spirit's using a scent to confirm their presence for one. So if you are smelling what smelled like that reminds you of your grandmother or reminds you of a friend or reminds you of somebody that's passed over, that is a one way that they are trying to communicate with you to give you that memory.
And when we say spirit, it could be either your spirit guides, your
Mhm.
angels, or past loved ones.
Yeah.
So, and it's really hard to determine like who exactly. like who exactly it is or what the message is. But I
Hmm.
think it's pretty safe to say if you are smelling, say, the perfume of your grandma, like your grandma used to wear, that's your grandma.
Yeah, that's
That's
coming in
just trying
kind
to
of
say
giving.
hi. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love
Hmm.
that. What other reasons? What other examples? So like,
Just triggering a
um,
memory to bring
yeah,
something to your awareness. Right.
yeah,
So, like, if we're walking down the street and all of a sudden we smell the cologne of a past boyfriend that was maybe, like just reflecting on that relationship, like allowing yourself to like go down memory lane in a sense and
mm,
reflecting on that relationship and seeing what is coming up for you. Because
yeah,
there's going to be so many aspects of that relationship, but whatever's coming forward will be the one that you're meant to kind of reflect on, whether it's good or bad, right? You might just be there to just honor the relationship or to be reminded of what it felt like to be held in a relationship, for example. So it
mm,
doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be something you have to heal, but maybe something that is coming forward so you can relate it to your life now.
yeah, yeah,
And you know what I mean?
yeah. And that's the thing. Spirit's going to use all these different tools to get the message across, right?
Yeah.
So they've got all
Mhm.
these tools, these clairs, to get a message across. So if you're not getting it in one way, they're going to try another way,
Yeah.
type of thing, which is really cool. So it's just deciphering that.
Hmm.
Um, it can also serve. This is interesting. Can also serve as a warning or energetic indicator. So like sulfur or decay to indicate energetic boundaries or psychic interference, which is interesting.
That is interesting. So I can't say that I've experienced, I mean, I don't really know what decay smells like.
Ew, disgusting. I don't know either. I don't want to know.
But I guess if you are some people probably are experiencing that, like a gross, icky smell that's probably giving you an icky feeling.
Yeah.
That could be a warning or a, hey, hold up.
Yeah.
Let's back up a second and reassess the situation. Whether that's like you're about to walk down a back alley and you smell something really stink.
Yeah. Stank. Stank.
Maybe don't go down that dark alley. Or you're gonna go to the car park and you're just like,
Ew, it stinks in there.
I
Yeah,
mean,
be
not
that
to say, I
person.
mean, if you're walking by a garbage bins, probably
It's
that's what
gonna
it is.
stink. It's gonna stink. I know. I'm like, well, and also like in that sense too, because I like how it says, like putting up boundaries or um having psychic interference. So in that sense of maybe being like, okay, shit, I need to bubble myself, or I need to, bring in my guides or something
Mhm.
to be like, okay, maybe there's an energy that's trying to connect that I need to be aware of, and I need to energetically protect myself. So,
Yeah. Yeah,
mhm.
that's very interesting. I would love to hear from somebody who's experienced that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. As that
Tell us your
that
story.
warning. I
Yeah.
know. That'd be so interesting.
And I guess moving forward, like paying attention to the different scents that you smell
Mm.
and just asking for clarification on what they mean. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, so like if you are getting a scent. So for instance, when I would smell the cigarettes, I finally, when I realized it wasn't external, that's when I went into meditation to be like, okay, what's up? Like, hey, and I connected to my guides to be like, why am I smelling this? What do you want? What's the message? What's going on? Type of thing. So yeah, really kind of neat because that's how you also learn
Hmm.
and develop your intuition is by not just accepting it but by asking the why. What's up? Hey,
Yeah.
why are you getting my
Yeah.
attention? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What is the message?
Yeah, what is the message? Give it to me straight using the other clairs, not the forgotten ones.
Yeah. All right. How can you strengthen your clairalience?
Claire aliens. I'm like, it's such a funny one. I don't like it. um
I don't like it.
I don't like it. I don't like the name of it. So like practicing mindfulness with sense, right? That's what you were saying. So
Yeah.
that's how you can strengthen it. Close your eyes and breathe in essential oils or spices, candles, and ask spirit if there's a message attached to a particular smell.
Hmm.
I would also like use it as, asking spirit to bring you
Yeah. I was going to say that too.
I knew you were going to say that. I was reading your mind.
Yeah, I know.
So like asking spirit to bring you certain scents to kind of test it and play with it, right?
Yeah.
Be
So,
interesting.
just asking spirit, okay, like next time I'm in a situation where I should put up a boundary, give me a scent, and then
Mhm.
testing that, working with one at a time, I'd say too. So don't get overwhelmed and be like, I want to know what the scent is for boundaries, for
Oh
my
yeah.
my grandma, for like this, and this. Just do one, get to know it, understand it, work with it, and then move on to another one. Okay.
Yeah. I'd even do it like, if you're kind of practicing, I'd kind of be like, spirit, I would love for you to send me the scent of lilacs. I'm going to go back to that because I love lilac so much. And today, like
Mm-hmm.
just so you can, so because you want to experience what it feels like to like not be around a lilac bush and receiving that scent, just to be kind of playful with that, because then you're able to differentiate between actually smelling lilacs and receiving it clairalience.
Yes.
Yes.
Aliens.
Okay, I can say this one because I like it.
Okay.
The next one is clairgustance. I like that one. It's kind of
It is kind of fun to say.
it is clairgustance. So it is clear tasting. Yuck. You're like, and I'm like, yuck. So this psychic ability to taste something without physically eating or drinking sounds super weird, and but
But it is common.
it is common, yeah, which is crazy. I'm glad I don't have that. I've never experienced this, so I'm really happy. But it's really common among like mediums and energy workers. So we're neither of those. So
What energy
obviously,
workers?
I know
We're neither of those.
we're
We're
neither of
also
those.
mediums, but
Obviously,
we're not practicing mediums.
yes, we are mediums. We are mediums. I know, and you know what? I also find that uh like our the more you are in this work and do this work, like it doesn't mean like that we haven't experienced it yet, that we won't, because you see things like all
Yeah,
of a sudden you like level up and something else comes online. You're like, what the hell is that? So that doesn't mean we won't, but I will put it out to spirit. I don't need this one.
I do. I want it.
You
Actually,
want it?
I want all of it. Come on.
No, I don't want it. I don't want it. I
Wait,
don't want it.
I have to say, because when we were talking about this earlier, I was like, no, I've never experienced clairgustance, but I have. And I don't know what the message means, but sometimes I will get like a coppery taste
I
when,
get a coppery taste. I
yeah,
was just thinking that. Yeah. And it's
that's
really
clair.
annoying.
Yes, and I don't know, like it's just like a subtle, and it's not like full on. It's kind of like what the smelling where you like you can smell it, but it's not like a full sniff. Do you know what
Yeah,
I
but
mean?
then I start like eating and drinking and all these things to try to get rid of it because it really annoys me.
Well, I don't think you can because it's an energy, and one of your clairs is working, so
Mm.
you need to figure out what it means, and then maybe it'll go away. But I don't know what it
Mm.
means for me because I've just recognized it and noticed it sometimes. It doesn't happen often. But I can almost taste it right now that we're talking about it.
Hmm.
So I'll have to do some work for myself and figure out what that means. But
Yeah.
typically for some people, if they're tasting like coppery or um, in their mouth, like a metallic taste, it's usually you're picking up on an illness or an imbalance in the body. And it doesn't necessarily mean your body. It could be
Mm.
somebody that you're surrounded around. So I'm gonna have to pay attention to when that comes up more
Me
and ask
too.
spirit to share, like to turn that one on for me so I can start practicing that.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. And
Yeah.
I'm like, because even like everything that I eaten when I'm having that, it will even taste like it just feels like everything's tainted by it. I'm like, go away.
Oh, just like the time I had too much tequila and then everything I drank after tequila tasted like tequila. It was disgusting.
Ew, that is disgusting.
Yeah, I couldn't eat drink te well, I still don't drink tequila. That happened when I was like,
Was it tequila or was it barf tequila?
well,
Like,
all of it's barf tequila in my opinion, but it was like just one. I think I just started the night off with a shot of tequila, then everything I tasted after that tasted like tequila, and I was like, this is no fun.
disgusting. Disgusting. Gustus.
I'm off the tequila
I'm off the tequila now. I'm off the booze. Don't worry. I'm off the
for
bottle.
30 years. No, just kidding.
Another one is like sweetness, like so just getting like a burst of sweetness in your mouth when channeling a comforting guide or angelic being. I
Aw,
fucking love that.
I want Cody to taste like cotton
I want
candy.
cotton candy without the calories. I'm like, I want sweetness without. Why do we get this stupid metallic one? I want the sweet stuff.
I do too. But you know what? Now that we're talking about this, can like if we're talking about cotton candy right now, and it's almost like you can taste what cotton candy tastes like.
Yeah, I can imagine what it feels like when it's like disintegrating. I love that. I
Aubrey
love
used to
cotton
think it
candy so
tasted like
much.
she used to think it tasted like hair.
What?
When she was little. It was
Hair?
she didn't like cotton candy because it reminded her like the texture reminded her of like hair or something. Yeah,
No.
she likes it now,
I
but I
fucking
thought it
love
was
cotton candy so much. Oh my God. Like I can just eat, that's my favorite. I'm just a child. The fun part is like taking cotton candy and throwing it in water and your dog goes and it's like, where did it go? It disappeared. They go run to go get it and it's like, where is it?
I've never done that.
Okay.
We'll do that.
That's not nice. You got to do it.
Not
Um, what else? What other
okay.
ones is there?
So a lot of mediums will obviously connect to their clairgustance when they're channeling a past loved one, right? And
Yeah.
usually when somebody's connecting to a past loved one, like a medium, it's all evidence based. So they're sharing, like how they're trying to receive how this person died to be validated from the sitter to make sure it's the
Mm,
correct person that they're talking to, or to figure out who it is that they're talking to. So a lot of times when mediums or psychics are connecting to past loved ones and they're receiving how this person passed away, they'll maybe taste blood, for example, if it was a traumatic passing. That would be an indication for somebody that it was a traumatic passing, or that there was like it was like a bloody murder scene. I don't know.
oh my God.
Whatever your what is that word? It's on the tip of my tongue. You know when you're looking the legend, whatever your legend is
Mhm.
for certain things. So mediums will receive the taste of blood to indicate a specific type of passing, perhaps for some mediums, or they might receive a feeling or a smell or something like that. So everybody, when you're connecting and when you're practicing your intuition and your mediumship skills, you'll create a legend of
Yeah.
certain things that you'll see, hear, smell, taste, all that sort of stuff that will help to just indicate exactly what it is that you're receiving, what the message is.
I remember with the mediumship training, like it was also when trying to figure out how somebody passed, it would be like feeling it on your body. So it would be like, can you kind of give me a sensation of where? And I remember like sometimes you'd feel it in your heart or
Mhm.
there was all these different ones and you'd be like, did the person have a heart attack or, something like that, which is very interesting, like how they can kind of pinpoint that
Mhm.
and bring that forward. So yeah, so that's Clairgustance.
Yeah. Anything else about that?
I don't think so. I know I'm like trying to think because I don't like this is where it's like how the clairs are so subtle.
Yeah.
Because it's so subtle that that's where it can be easily missed. Because just look at us right there going like, oh yeah, wait a minute, I've had, this taste in my mouth. What? Or even the cigarette smoke. I've probably had that well before I was even aware of what that was from time to time throughout my life. But I would have just not even thought about it. I probably would have just thought, oh, somebody's been smoking or whatever. But then now that I'm aware of these things, then it's kind of like, oh, okay, this is what's going on. So it just shows how subtle and how real all of it feels.
Mhm.
And it's just part of your normal that's where it's so easy to miss it.
Yeah. And remembering that these little clairs, like the ones that don't show up too often or are a little bit not as understood as the others or talked about as much, they do ribbon, like I said, ribbon well and nicely with all of our other intuitive skills. And so when you're like, you might smell roses and feel a deep sense of peace. So you would be using your like your clairalience,
Mm-hmm.
right? And also your clairsentience, like that feeling of deep
Mm,
peace, right? So
mhm, mhm.
combining the clairalience with the clairsentience, or you might taste salt and get a sudden knowing that someone's grieving, for example. So you're
Mm.
mixing your clairgustance with your claircognizance, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Which is super neat. And I'm like, and I love how like the clairs, it's really there, like reminds us that the body is like we have this vessel for spirit to communicate like through us. Like
Hmm.
they use what we have in this vessel to get these messages through. Whether that obviously is like hearing, whether that's feeling, all of the different ways, but they use our body. So it's really like tuning back into your body and becoming super aware, right? Like
Mhm.
of your energetic, your body, your baseline. So when things fluctuate and change, then you're aware of, okay, something outside of me is happening, what's going on, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
And we have the answers. So I it's hard not to ask people outside of yourself for
I
guidance
know.
and for support or for their input or their whatever it is, their advice. Like
Mm-hmm.
we have everything that we need, we hold within. So you just have to learn how to tune in to your intuition, into your heart, and learn how to trust it. Trust is like huge,
Big one.
but and also learn how to understand it. And that's kind of again, like it's so important. It's going to be so important moving forward in life with all
Mm-hmm.
of the things that are shifting and changing in the world right now. It's going to be more and more important for us to learn how to understand these skills, understand how our intuition is working so that we can move forward in the most sovereign way possible
Yeah,
instead of being influenced from outside of ourselves and connecting into the fear of other people's opinions and other people's energy. So really becoming more sovereign with yourself is going to be like it's going to be so important for people to learn how to do this moving forward.
I
I can't
agree.
stress that enough.
Well, it gives you the ability to learn discernment because we are in an age and more so going into where it's hard to believe everything that you're seeing if it's true or not with AI with everything that's kind of like coming with that. It's a great tool in some aspects, and then in other aspects you can't believe what you're seeing all the time. And I don't know how many times I've gone to posts or there's videos or there's something and it looks so damn real,
Mhm.
and then I'll get like in my head going, is this AI? And that's my intuition going, yeah, this is AI. And then I'll go to the comments and then be like, ah, yeah, thought so. And so this is where, yes, those can be fun and games when it's just like a silly post about something. But we're going to start seeing this being used and manipulated in different ways
Mhm.
to kind of dissuade our reactions or to give fear. So being like you said, like being able to tune in and get the answers within, like that's going to be able to give you that discernment so you're not being duped or falling for these things that
Yeah.
I feel is going to get more and more prevalent for us,
Yeah,
right?
and I think I just want to say also that the ones that have chosen to really do the inner work and learn how to work with their intuition and understand their intuition, the messages they're receiving, the ones that are like actively connecting to the universe around them and the energy fields and really understanding that they're going to have a way different experience
Mm.
in life and then moving forward than the ones that have not, the ones who have, who still don't know much about energy or emotions or healing or anything like that. So if you're somebody who is just starting this journey of understanding intuition and doing the inner work, I encourage you, like we encourage you to continue on that journey because it's really going to benefit you and anybody around you moving forward. Anybody who's already on this path, that's amazing because more and more
Mm.
people that are going to be conscious and open and aware. Again, we're just going to have this different experience. And I think that's where, like, when people talk about 5D and 3D and 4D, that is the new, I feel like that's the new earth is those people who are moving into 5D is shifting their consciousness, shedding those dense layers, and existing more in a higher frequency just naturally.
Mm-hmm.
Again, our perspectives are different. The way we're viewing the world is different. Yes, there's terrible things that are going on, but we're not being
Mm-hmm.
sucked into it. And it's easier for us to come out of that density when we're pulled into it.
Mm,
You know what I mean? When we're
I
existing in
agree.
that density and we're seeing behind the veil and people's true intentions, it's easier for us to disconnect from that instead of get involved in it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's creating a different experience and a different reality for us. So hopefully
Absolutely.
more and more
Absolutely.
people are coming on board and, wanting to understand their intuition and needing that support. This is why we
To
do
do
the
it.
podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And and even just with that, like if you're kind of like on this path and wanting to go further, we created the Soul Activating Journey, which is a group mentorship, I guess, program that we run twice a year, and it will be starting up again sometime in July, I believe. And so what?
Usually it'll be
August?
September.
Is it gonna be September? Well,
Unless you want to start another
yeah,
cohort
I
in
might
July.
start it right away.
Oh,
Maybe,
yeah.
maybe, baby. I'm
Yeah.
like, we'll see.
Well, look at that.
I know. I'm like, I have nothing else to do. No, I'm kidding. But in that sense, like that's exactly where it's like going through and learning the ins and outs of all of what we just said,
Mhm.
to strengthen this so that you are able to kind of like shed the old, receive the new, and be able to start kind of using your own discernment and trusting your own inner compass, with that. And I agree, Mandy, when you say the difference of like the 5D and the 3D. And I already see the split. Like I think we're so, as humans, we're so like when we would hear like, oh, like the 5D or new earth or whatever, it's like, oh, like physically going somewhere else. And it was like, that's the only way. That's the only
Mhm.
way. And but I can literally see on that like energetic level that split. I see it within my own family, where I, can view certain things happening around in the world as kind of like a neutral. It doesn't, I just don't get hyped up either way.
Mhm.
And then they're like, oh my God, and completely entrenched and angry and all of these things. And so I'm like, you can see it in those little moments where it's just like, I might be looked at as being like disengaged and, like what's wrong with me? Like I should care more, like, but is it? Or
Mhm.
is it I just see above it? I see through it, I see above it, and I
Mhm.
see that there's a bigger picture to things.
Yeah.
But that's where you can see that clear split, that is happening. And I was listening to Elizabeth April. We've talked about Elizabeth April, many times. She does like a Monday, uh, I don't know, broadcast. I don't know, on YouTube. She does like a video. Okay. And she was talking about Trump, and my God, that's a trigger word. I like it used to be COVID, and now
Mhm.
it's Trump. All the triggers, right? The trigger. And she was just, it was, I was like, oh, I want to listen to this because I find it very interesting to hear the different perspectives. And she's like very neutral in the sense, and just like coming at it from like what she sees. And the conclusion is that he's here for a reason. He's not here to save us. He's not here to destroy us, but he is here for a reason. He's here to bring polarity. He's here to disrupt things. And people could sit there and be like, yeah, no shit, that's what he's doing, like what a dick. And then it's like, but is that, it's bringing light to things that need to
He's
change.
Yeah, he's crumbling the systems that have been ready to crumble for a long time, and this is his purpose so that
Mm-hmm.
we can rebuild it from the ground up. And
Mm-hmm.
we are no longer going to be existing in a hierarchy where it's top down, where we are idolizing the people above us in a sense and taking and them having all the control and us being like, oh, whatever they say goes. It's going to be a very equal society where we are all working together, and we're all honoring where each other where we're at, and the new generation that's coming up behind us, like, because we're old, they're
Okay,
gonna,
we're not
they're,
even middle age yet. Okay.
no, we're middle age.
Well,
Well,
no,
yeah,
no,
we're
we're
middle
not. We're
age.
not there yet.
Okay. Anyways, these are the people, like these are the light workers and that are gonna change, that are really gonna change the world for the better.
Mhm.
But I think we will still see that division. And it's your choice as to how you're going to experience it based on the work that you choose to do or not to do.
Absolutely, for sure. And it's like, yeah, and I think with that, like that particular person, because that's the biggest one right now, I'm like, just because somebody's not hating on them, like I don't sit there and I'm like, I hate this like because I'm not even, do I
Mhm.
think like he's a wonderful man and he has some great, no, I'm like absolutely not, but I also see his soul,
Yeah.
and all of our souls,
Mhm.
we come here for a reason to play certain parts, and his soul is playing a big role,
Oh, huge.
a
Yeah.
huge role, and it's not a fun role to play.
No.
And so I think that's where that difference is like seeing above all of it, and instead of getting stuck in the like the, I guess, the 3D of the physical of what's happening and
Mhm.
transpiring, because I can hear people say, yeah, but what about what he's doing to the, the human rights and all these things, and I absolutely, it's not, I don't think anybody's saying like, oh yeah, that's fine. Like no, but I see as on a soul level that it's like there's, he's here to disrupt things, and when things are disrupted, it gets ugly, it gets
Yeah.
uncomfortable. We don't like it, we fight, we kick, we scream, right, because we don't like to feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But it's all necessary to have things crumble before we can bring in the new, and that doesn't, right, so it's
Yeah.
very interesting.
Everybody's playing a different role in this shift in
Mm-hmm.
what's changing. And we going back to our soul contracts episode
Mm-hmm.
from maybe 5 episodes ago. I don't know, I can't remember, but we all have a soul contract as to how we're going to move through this shift. We all have a purpose, we all have a mission, whether
Mm-hmm.
that's just managing the peace in your own family, whether that's this is the pivotal point where you're going to start doing your inner work, whether that's your protest testing on the streets and you're, getting raided by the National Guard or whatever it is, like
Mm-hmm.
everybody that is experiencing that has just like their soul decided to experience that and be a part of that group of people that was going to create that disruption and that change
Mm-hmm.
and make their voices heard. Everybody that's part of the National Guard, for example, all their souls decided they would be on the opposite side of that and that they would do that role so that there was this, big explosion and anger and
To make
frustration so that
people wake up and think or
so that
whatever, yeah.
yeah, so that other people can see. And then yeah, some people's role is to just take this and as a clear indication that they need to move. So this is their, you know what I mean? Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
seeing lots of people moving from the States to Canada. And
Mm-hmm.
this is like because of that, they need to move to a different place. That was their soul contract. So everything is happening and we're all doing what we're supposed to do. We're all exactly where we're supposed to be and experiencing this how we're supposed to experience it.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, join us in the fifth dimension where we don't get triggered as easily. Doesn't mean
Yeah.
we don't get triggered,
Yeah.
but we don't get triggered as easily.
As easily.
As easily.
And we don't
Uh,
stay in that energy for as long.
no, no. Like I barely, rarely engage in anything like, and even if somebody's like trying to poke me to be like, what do
Hmm.
you mean? Like, you don't think of this? And I'm like, dude, I'm not even. It's
I'm
not even like,
chill.
yeah, I'm chill, man. I'm like, it's not even that I'm sitting there trying to fight my own fight. I'm like, nah, nah. I just smoked a doobie,
Everybody being Alice. Smoking a doobie without actually smoking a
smoking
doobie.
a doobie without actually smoking a doobie. I know, right? I'm like, that's what people are gonna think. They're gonna be like, chill, peace all around, love each other, love and light, love and light. Oh my god! All right,
You're funny.
well, this was great. We should do this again sometime. Uh,
In September.
yeah, yeah. So it's been so great this season
Yeah,
of the Soul Star podcast. We had a name change
we did.
during the season, rebrand. So that was super fun. And I don't think we'll be rebranding anytime soon. So
Yeah, and you heard
like,
Allison kind of pre-launch a little announcement about the soul
Mm-hmm.
activating journey. So that's
Mm-hmm.
exciting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, yeah, it's exciting. Lots of fun things. So,
Yeah.
I hope everybody enjoys their summer, and we look forward to connecting with you in September.
Bye.
Bye.